hearing Bhaktyaloka, Satovrite, now about how householder devotees should live. We heard that Kalidas, he was taking the remnants of all Vaishnavas. By that he got the grace of Mahaprabhu. So householder devotees should always serve the Vaishnavas. Then, as long as the householder devotee has not attained the character of a full devotee and is not free of enjoyment of attractive objects born from his nature, he must act in the following manner. Krishna speaks in the 11th canto. Full devotee means not dress, like someone will take saffron cloth. That does not mean is a full devotee. Full devotee means one who is 24 hours engaged only in the service of Krishna. He cleared all his other desires already. Because of that, he can be always engaged. So it is possible for a household devotee also to become full devotee. But if he did not yet attain, and he is not fully free of enjoyment of attractive objects born from his nature, like because of previous habit, someone developed a taste for eating sweets. So that becomes his nature due to samskaras. He has attraction for particular objects born from his nature. But that is acquired nature by previous actions. So he may, if he's in house, he may like not feel that attraction, but immediately if some sweets come or he passes some sweet shop, then from that his own nature, that attraction will automatically appear towards that object, automatically. And this nature we have to purify to be fully free of attraction. And we heard 2 days ago or yesterday that kama or selfish desire is atmendriya priti bancha tarabolikam, is to desire to satisfy your own senses. And krishnendriya priti icha dhore premnam, and desire to satisfy the transcendental senses of Krishna, that is prema. So kama and prema, they are different. And kama is mainly in 3 categories. There are so many, but mainly these 3: attraction for accumulation of money, kanaka, then kamini, sexual enjoyment, and pratishta, name and fame. So money and sexual enjoyment, they like satisfy gross senses, but pratishta satisfies our ego, subtle senses. So it is very difficult because such nature we developed passing through so many lifetimes of enjoyment only. So in a day, it is not possible to purify that nature. We heard also Ambarish Maharaj, he could gradually do this by engaging in sadhana bhakti. So as long as one did not fully purify himself, he has to act in this way. This is the verse spoken by Krishna to Uddhava in 11th canto of Bhagavatam, in the topic where he is explaining about 3 yogas which he made for the upliftment of jivas. One is karma yoga, jnana yoga, and bhakti yoga. Karma yoga is meant for those who have material attractions, jnana for those who have desire for liberation, and bhakti is for those who got attraction to serve Krishna. So, but though he may have that attraction for Krishna, he is eligible to do bhakti yoga because he awakened that faith by sadhu sangha and sukriti. That does not mean that he is already pure devotee. It means he is eligible to start that path, not that he attained the perfection. So as long as we have this attraction, then we must act here. He must act in the following manner. Krishna speaks in the 11th canto. Jata shrado mat katasu nirvinah sarva karmasu veda dukatmakan kaman parityagapi anishvara tato bhajetamam pritah shradalur drida nishchaya jushamanas tan kaman dukodarkamscha garhayam. Having developed faith in topics about me, means of Krishna, and being disgusted with all karmas, a devotee knows that all enjoyments are filled with misery. Karmas here means all actions out of personal self-interest. A devotee knows that all enjoyments are filled with misery. Ultimate result is misery. But he is unable to give them up. Because of previous habit, that nature automatically comes. Still, with affection for me, Krishna, with faith and determination, should not give up. He will continue worshipping me, while at the same time partaking of those enjoyments which give rise to suffering, and yet condemning them. He will not take with interest, but with knowledge of them. So gradually, by getting higher taste of serving Krishna and getting spiritual strength, he will be able to gradually totally give up all those enjoyments which now he is unable to. But that does not mean that he's like ordinary conditioned soul. Ordinary conditioned soul is in ignorance and thinks this is the goal of life, to gratify senses and I will be happy. That is their thinking. But devotee knows this is not good. Still he cannot give up, but he knows this is not good. And even while enjoying, he will not enjoy with interest, but with condemning that this is not good. Then gradually, by these two practices, he will be able to conquer all karma. When our Gurudev used this word, such practitioner of devotion, even when engaged in some sense enjoyment, he will not take that with adoration. With adoration, that this is very good. But with dukodarkamscha garhayan, with condemning or yes, this is not good. This knowledge he will have. When the householder develops faith, he accepts Krishna Diksha. Faith is the qualification to get Diksha, otherwise should not. There also in 9th offense to Harinam, it is said that if Guru gives initiation to someone who has no faith, that by serving Krishna you serve all, his supreme Lord, he should not give otherwise he's also committing offense. Shraddhavan John hoy bhakti adhikari. Uttam madhyam kanishta shraddha anusari. A faithful devotee is a truly eligible candidate for the loving service of the Lord. According to one's faith, one is classified as an Uttam devotee, a Madhyam devotee, or a Kanishta devotee. Depends how deep or how big is that faith. Kanishta Adhikari, he believes only in Supreme Lord. Madhyam Adhikari believes also in Supreme Lord's paraphernalia, his devotees, and he also sees all other things as related to Supreme Lord. So he is compassionate to other jivas and respectful to all jivas, and he will not interact with those jivas who are very much against devotion to Krishna. And Uttamadhikari, he has full realization of that only Supreme Lord is everything. Everything is Supreme Lord. He sees his existence everywhere. The householder devotee should inevitably show all these qualities gradually. Now they will be mentioned there from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So gradually one, by doing bhajan, these qualities will appear. There is percentage also of these qualities. It is not black and white. As much as we are advancing, that much they will also appear. Kripalu Akrita Droha Satya Sara Sama Nirdosha Badanya Mridu Shuchi Akinchana Sarvapakaraka Shanta Krishnaika Sharan Akama Aniha Stira Vijita Sadguna Mita Bhuk Apramata Manada Amani Gambira Karuna Maitra Kobi Daksha Mauni. Devotees are always merciful, humble, truthful, equal to all, not discriminating based on body and mind, but seeing all as related to Krishna. Faultless, because whatever they do is for the satisfaction of Krishna. By serving Krishna, they are doing good to all. So there is no fault in them, no actual fault. Even if you see some ugliness on their body, that according to material calculation may be considered as a fault, but from standpoint of benefit that he is giving to all, there is no fault in him. Magnanimous, mild, and clean. Clean, external cleanliness, internal cleanliness. External is this body and mind for the service of Krishna he is maintaining. Cleanliness, mental cleanliness, no any negative emotions are there. And cleanliness of Atma is service of Krishna. When Atma is not engaged in the service of Krishna, that is impure state of Atma. When engaged in the service of Krishna, that is pure. They are without material possessions and they perform welfare work for everyone. They are peaceful, surrender to Krishna, and desireless. Peaceful because no other desires. And this is the original quality, Gurudev told. Surrender to Krishna. Krishnaika Sharan. Krishnaika means Krishna Eka Sharan. Exclusive, one-pointed surrender to Krishna. if this quality is present, or how much this quality is present, then all others are following. If this quality is not present, then some non-devotee may have other qualities, but they are useless. They're not coming out of this realization or surrender of Krishna. This year, when I was in Calcutta, Math, then Brihad Bharati Maharaj was speaking Bhagavatam in hall. Then some topic came about Kama, and Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarja. And then he was explaining how all conditioned souls, they have Kama, surely, in one way or another. That is why they're conditioned souls. Then he asked us, first he asked me in the audience, but pure devotee, does he have any Kama? He asked in Bengali. Then I said no. Then he looked at another one devotee and he said, you see, he's saying that the pure devotee has no Kama. Then that devotee said, as long as material body is there, there will surely be some Kama, inevitably. Then Maharaj explained what he wanted to say is that in pure devotee also there is Kama, like a passion or desire in this sense, but he's always using for the service of Krishna. That verse of Narottam Thakur, Kama Krishna Karmarpane. Devotee, they will use Kama or desire for Krishna Karma Arpane, to do activities for the satisfaction of Krishna. So then Maharaj explained that in pure state, Jiva has Kama, desire to serve Krishna. But when conditioned, that Kama is perverted to this sense enjoyment desires. So that was what he wanted to say. But later on, after Harikatha, I told him what I meant. I meant that in pure devotee, there is no this Kama. Atmendriya Priti Bancha Tareboli Kama. Chaitanya Charitamrita defines Kama as desire for sense enjoyment, your own sense enjoyment, that is Kama. So such Kama, pure devotee does not have. And also we hear that verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Otoev Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sokoli Ashanta. Krishna Bhakta is Nishkama, has no Kama, means no selfishness. Therefore, he is peaceful, because he's in his natural position. In serving Krishna, he is fully fulfilled, so there is no cause of any restlessness. But Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami, they have Kama, means desire, for Bhukti, sense enjoyment, Mukti, liberation, and for Siddhi, mystic powers. They are all restless. So I told him, and he said, yes, in this sense it is like this. But what I wanted to say is the devotees, they are doing everything for the service of God. So they have this desire to serve God. So sometimes we have to know in what sense certain word can be used like this. So here also it is mentioned that devotee, one of his quality is akama, has no kama, means desireless. But of course we know that pure devotee is not desireless. He has strong desire to serve Krishna. but has no worldly desires. They are indifferent to material acquisitions and fixed in bhakti. They completely control the 6 bad qualities: lust, anger, greed, and so forth. Yes. Vijita Sadguna. Sadguna means this: 6 bad qualities. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarja. They eat only as much as required for their bhajan, not less, not more. And they are not inebriated. This I don't know. This inebriated. 1 second. Oh, like drunk, inebriated. Here it says one translation is drunk. Yes. Not intoxicated. Mita book. Apramata. Yes, I think this is apramata. Not intoxicated. They are respectful, yes. Apramata. Like we hear that song. Mata kori more shunu nijo gunagan. Oh Radha Krishna, make me intoxicated with your prema and hear your own qualities, your own glories through my mouth. So that kind of intoxication is good. But worldly intoxication, devotees are not taking this, including coffee and that real tea, black tea or green tea, that which contains tea. They are respectful, grave, compassionate, and without false prestige. They are friendly, poetic, expert, and silent. Mauni means they are not speaking worldly talks. They are speaking only Harikatha, Harinam. The householder devotee should make all attempts to associate with devotees. Krishna Bhakti Janma Mool Hoy Sadhu Sangha. The root cause of bhakti to Lord Krishna is association with advanced devotees. Chaitanya Charitamrita. He should make special efforts in practicing the following 5 angas among the many angas of bhakti. Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, Maturavas, Shrimurtir Shradaya Sevan. Sakala Sadhana Shrestha Ei Panchanga. Krishna Prem Janmai Ei Pancher Olpo Sangha. One should associate with devotees, chant the holy name of the Lord, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, reside at Mathura, and worship the deity with faith and veneration. Reside at Mathura means in Dham, Vrindavan, Puri, Navadip, or temple or house where bhajan is going on, or that purified consciousness where Krishna is the only enjoyer. So this year also when I said I would like to wait here in the Dham, then Brihad Bharati Maharaj explained to me that Dham is also not limited like we think, because Supreme Lord's existence is everywhere. So one who has connection with Supreme Lord, he cannot see anything as separate from Supreme Lord, or that there is some place where Supreme Lord is not there. So he, by such consciousness, he's also always staying in Dham, wherever he is. He's always with God. And he said one can achieve this even only by chanting Harinam. Some devotees, they will only chant Harinam. And by chanting Harinam, they can fulfill all these 5 devotional forms, including staying in Dham. Although they may not be like, outwardly we may not see like in Puri or Vrindavan or Navadip, but they are always in Dham, wherever they are. And worship the deity with faith and veneration. These 5 limbs of bhakti are the best of all. Even a slight performance of these 5 awakens love for Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Gradually, he should diminish the state of obligation to rules, vidhi, and search out raga. When raga for the Lord manifests, many rules automatically disappear and atonements become unnecessary. This also Brihadbharati Maharaj explained to me in the room. He said the regulations are meant for middle class men. Low class men are those who are not devotees, they are doing their things. Then you have devotees who did not yet develop pure devotion to Krishna with attachment, rag. So for them this regulation is meant. You have to do this, you should not do this. If you do this offense, this is the remedy or atonement or this. That is that class. But if one awakens pure devotion, that raga to Krishna, then for him such regulations are not necessary. Because automatically he's doing service of Krishna as per Krishna's liking. Out of his own rasa, out of his own, Brihadbharati Maharaj used this word, identity. It means swarup or siddhadeha. Identity is our real eternal identity, real self. When one realizes that, then he cannot but do service of Krishna all the time according to his rasa, from his own that eternal nature. So there is no need for him to be regulated by Shastra or by Guru for doing devotion to Krishna. No, it is automatically, spontaneously going from his attachment. There is guidance in transcendental realm. Seva is going on in organized way, so you have your superiors like this, but that guidance is not the same. That guidance is not telling you, you should do service of Krishna, you should not enjoy Maya. This is not present. This is present for middle class, those who are in Vaidhi. They have to regulate us, inspire us, you do service of Krishna and give up sense enjoyment. That is regulation. So, householder devotees should come to this stage of awakening raga for Krishna, then rules and regulations will automatically disappear. That does not mean that that devotee will do sinful activities. No, but he will not be, there is no need for him to be regulated, because automatically he will do everything for the service of Krishna and he will not do anything wrong. When raga for the Lord manifests, many rules automatically disappear and atonements become unnecessary because he cannot do anything wrong. He's doing only service of Krishna. only satisfying Krishna. So where is the mistake? To correct it, no? Like when Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he was preparing deities to be installed by Prabhupada. And Krishna was so satisfied with his devotion that automatically he already appeared there. When Prabhupada entered the room, he said, oh, deities already there, they appeared. And he was happy about it. But Sridhar Maharaj felt, I committed some offense because I did something which Prabhupada should do. He said, I heard from him in details, from recording, he said, I put tulsi leaf also on the feet and in the hand of Radharani, but I did not utter any mantra. I thought I will just put there and Prabhupada will utter the mantra. So that was what he felt. It should not be done by him. And he felt I did something which Prabhupada should do. So I committed offense. So he requested our Parangurudev to beg forgiveness on his behalf. When Parangurudev went to Prabhupada, Prabhupada said, no, he did not do any offense. Surrendered soul cannot commit any offense because he surrendered. His only target is to satisfy the object of worship. That is the meaning of being surrendered. So surrendered soul cannot commit any offense at any time, any mistake. But those who are not surrendered, they're doing mistake all the time, committing offenses all the time. Why? Because they are doing some selfish activities, which are unnatural, faulty for a jiva. So atonements are not necessary. The difference between these activities is described. Kama teji Krishna bhaje shastra agya mane deva rishi pitradi ker kobu nohe rini vidhi dharmachari baje Krishna rocharan nishido papachare tar kobu nohe mon agyane bahoi jodi pap upostito Krishna tare shuddha kore na korai prayaschito. If a person gives up all material desires and completely engages in the transcendental loving service of Krishna, as enjoined in revealed scriptures, he is never indebted to demigods, sages, or forefathers. We are indebted in this world, all, to our parents because they brought us up when we were young. We could not take care of ourselves, so there is one debt. Forefathers also, to demigods because they are giving air, sunshine, water, all these they are giving. And the rishis, they are giving knowledge from past, that knowledge is coming. To all of them we are indebted, so we have to pay back the debts. So in Karma Kanda or in Varnashram Dharma, there is certain procedures how you should serve them. But if one, also in astrology, you may find that there is some pitri dosh. Your forefathers may be disturbed with you, so that will cause you some problem in your life. So there is one procedure called tarpan. You have to offer certain things to them, then they will be pacified. Then you can be released from that problem. But here, there is one verse from Bhagavatam. If one engages, means he gives up all kama, selfish desire, and completely engages in the loving service of Krishna as per Shastra, he is not anymore indebted to demigods, sages, or forefathers. Why? Because by serving Krishna, one serves all. like watering at the root of tree, whole tree is nourished. Then there is no need to do those things. That is why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityaja, mam ekam sharanam braja, aham tvam sarva papibhyo mokshayishyami mashucha. You give up all your duties, relative duties. Just you surrender to me. And don't worry that by serving me you will commit some sin. No. If you think you are committing some sin, you should not worry. I am rescuing you from all sins. Moksha ishami mashucha. Don't worry. Although the pure devotee does not follow all the regulative principles of Varna Ashram, this is still based on this verse, he worships the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, he naturally has no tendency to commit sin. If, however, a devotee accidentally becomes involved in a sinful activity, Krishna purifies him automatically. He does not have to undergo the regulative form of atonement, like in Karma Kand, as I told before. Some atonements are there. That is not necessary for devotee. The householder devotee should not strive for jnana and vairagya other than knowledge related to bhakti and detachment arising from bhakti. When he commences worshipping Krishna with great effort, all auspiciousness manifests. Jnana vairagyadi bhaktir kobu nohe anga. Ahimsa jama niyamadi bule Krishna bhakta sangha. The path of jnana and vairagya are not very essential for bhakti. Jnana means that impersonal jnana. You are spirit, you are not matter, you should be liberated. And vairagya, you should renounce, you should practice celibacy, you should control your senses, you should do meditation, all those practices in jnana marg. That is not a limb of devotion. It is not necessary for devotees. Indeed, good qualities such as non-violence, that is also one practice, and mind and sense control automatically accompany a devotee of Lord Krishna. One who really engages in the service of Krishna, he devotes himself, these qualities will automatically appear. He will automatically have transcendental knowledge and liberation and renunciation better than those jnanis. So it is not necessary to separately practice this. But sometimes they feel like a necessity, like I'm not getting from bhakti. Then there is some problem in your practice of bhakti. You should rectify that. Not that because you are not getting some results that now you should do some other process. No, you should correct this process, then you will get. With the help of some advanced devotees, we have to detect what is the mistake, why the results are not coming. These are the steps in bhakti. This also Brihad Bharati Maharaj explained to me in the room. When we come in sadhu sangha, it is very necessary. Then they are like a mirror. In that mirror, we can see ourselves clearly. Where is my mistake? What I'm doing? How much I'm doing devotion? What confusions are there in me? What other desires? Everything is seen as if in a mirror in sadhu sangha. But if you are like alone someplace or with other materialistic persons, then you can never see your faults. And you will develop some some other thinking. I am good, I am great, all are bad. These things will be there, false ideas. So we need sadhu sangha to see and guidance how to rectify and for inspiration. So it is necessary all the time. These are steps in bhakti. He should carefully practice this. Sadhu sangha hoite hoy shravan kirtan. Sadhan bhakti hoy sarva anartha nivartan. Anartha nivriti hoyle bhakti nishta hoy. Nishta hoite shravanate ruchi upajoy. Ruchi hoite bhakti hoy asakti prachur. Asakti hoite chite janme Krishna priti onkur. Sei bhap gara hoyle dhore prem nam. Sei prem prayojan sarva ananda dham. When one is encouraged in bhakti by the association of devotees, that is sadhu sangha hoite hoy shravan kirtan. One becomes, when one is encouraged in bhakti by shravan kirtan, by the association of devotees, one becomes free from all unwanted contamination by following the regulative principles and chanting and hearing. When one is freed from all unwanted contamination, he advances with firm faith. I said before that nature we have to purify. It is there since many births. So it has to be purified gradually by this regulative bhajan. Then when that nature is purified, then you will be firmly determined. Brihad Bharati also told me, Maharaj, now we don't know when we are in, he's speaking for me, when we are on a material platform, then we have confusions and other desires and all this, and we don't know what is bhajan, what is the taste in bhajan, we don't know. So when he was explaining, I could understand that he knows. That is why he knows that what is the difference between that stage or this stage. Gradually when you come, then you can know what is bhajan, or what kind of taste is coming from bhajan. So when this contamination is removed, he advances with firm faith. When firm faith in bhakti awakens, a taste for hearing and chanting also awakens. So now we don't know what is that taste in this stage, but it exists. If we associate with such devotees who have reached that platform, then we can hear about that, then we can get some idea that it exists. Or we may even get some glimpse of that by their association, like a drop of taste, just that you know it is there and how it is, so that you will be inspired to practice in a regulated manner to reach that. After taste is awakened, a deep attachment arises to Krishna and for bhajan. And from that attachment, the seed of love for Krishna grows in the heart. That is bhava. On the stage of ruchi, devotee is very much attached to bhajan. That is why Mahaprabhu said, Mama Janmani Janmanishore Bhavatat Bhaktir Hoituk. I only want your devotion, birth after birth. There is predominance is attachment to bhajan. But in asakti, predominance is direct attachment to Krishna. Then that is becoming bhava after. When that ecstatic emotional stage intensifies, it is called love of Godhead, prema. Such love is life's ultimate goal and the reservoir of all pleasure. We may read in Shastra and we may believe, but as Sridhar Maharaj told, also now Brihad Bharati Maharaj told me, you will get more strong this idea and glimpse in Sadhu Sangha. Those who are established on that platform, if you associate with them, you hear from them, you will get more than from Shastra. Although Shastra is not useless, but that is more powerful. Sadhu Sangha is more powerful than Shastra in grace. But both are graceful. In the absence, Srila Sridhar Maharaj told, our Gurudev also told, in the absence of direct Sadhu Sangha, we should take the help of Shastra. The householder devotee giving up the 10 Nama Paradas should chant the name of Krishna continuously. Why I said this? Because here it is written Sarva Ananda Dham. It is Sarva Ananda Dham, the abode or reservoir of all pleasure. So we hear, but it does not touch us so much as if you hear about this from someone who is directly tasting that. That will touch our heart, will give some impression on our heart. Then you will be inspired to work for that. So giving up 10 Nama Paradas should chant Harinam constantly. Bhajaner Madhya Shreshta Nava Vida Bhakti, Krishna Prem, Krishna Dite Dhore Mahashokti. Madhya Sarva Shreshta Nama Sankirtan, Niraparade Nam Loile Pai Premadham. Bhajaner Madhya Shreshta Nava Vida Bhakti, Krishna Prem, Krishna Dite Dhore Mahashokti. Madhya Sarva Shreshta Sankirtan, Niraparade Nam Loile Pai Premadham. Among the ways of executing bhakti, the 9 prescribed methods are the best. For these processes have great potency to deliver Krishna and ecstatic love for him. Of the 9 processes of bhakti, the most important is to always chant the holy name of the Lord. If one does so, avoiding the 10 kinds of offenses, one very easily obtains the most valuable love of Godhead. Chaitanya Charitamrita Mahaprabhu said. One can fulfill all 9 forms of devotion only by chanting Harinam properly. I heard from Brihad Bharati Maharaj. Not solely depending on conduct of dharma, the householder devotee should take support of pure bhakti. Dharma here means Varnashram Dharma. Mahaprabhu said, Mor nritya dekite uhar kon shakti, payah pan korile ki mote hoy bhakti. What qualification does he have to watch my dancing? By drinking milk, can one attain devotion to me? Or for me, you know that Brahmachari, he wanted to see Mahaprabhu dancing in Srivasangan. So Srivas thought he's renounced, he's sattvic, Brahmachari, so let him see. He hid him, but Mahaprabhu was not happy. He said, no, you cannot get devotion by these things. By surrendering to Krishna, you can get devotion, then you can have contact with Krishna, not otherwise. So you should not be proud of your these austerities, but should surrender to Krishna. Then that brahmachari was sincere and he surrendered and he could see. So following this varnashram dharma or even jnana, to follow these austerities without being surrendered to Krishna, that will not help you in getting service of Krishna. So householder devotees should take support of pure bhakti, not of those practices. The jiva should understand he is the servant. Thinking he is the master is most foolish, is ignorance. In this world we are all trying to be masters. And greater than all others. We try to develop our mastership more and more. But that is all ignorance, total foolishness. We are never masters and enjoyers, owners of anything. Never. But in Maya we think like that. And for that reason we have to be punished. Udar bharan lagi eve papi sob. Laoyai ishwar ami mule jarad gop. Kukurer bhaksha deho ihare loya. Bolo ishwar Vishnu maya mugda hoya. See what is the result. All sinful persons claim to be God in order to fill their bellies, although factually they are idiots. Accepting the material body which is meant to be eaten by the dogs, they call themselves God under the influence by Lord Vishnu's external energy. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Kanda, this is there. So I will say I'm God, then to get things from people like Sai Baba or like this. But you also have another type. They will claim I am like pure devotee or like they are not saying I am God, but they will say I am Guru, and Guru is the same as God. In that way they will say should be served as God or worshipped as God, and they are allowing their disciples to offer tulsi leaf to their feet. That is offense. Nowadays, one very famous, like so-called guru, and claiming Bhakti path, he is allowing his disciples to worship him as God, because Guru is the same as God, and they are offering tulsi at his feet and he's allowing. That is offense. Guru is the same as God in the sense that he is most dear to him and both are transcendental, but how one should serve each is accordingly. God is the enjoyer God, Guru is servitor God. So one will offer prasad to Guru, or one will offer bhoga to Guru with the knowledge that Guru will offer everything to Krishna, but not like directly offering him bhoga to enjoy. He's servitor. And tulsi can be offered only to served God, to Krishna, Vishnu, Narayan, Ramchandra. You can offer tulsi. She's a devotee, pure devotee. But not to Guru or even Radharani, not. Only you can put in hand or upper. They will offer. You cannot forcefully offer one devotee to the feet of another devotee. So this kind of false pride exists even in some who are claiming we are following Bhakti path or Bhakti marg. Then you can understand of whom I am speaking. Bhakti marg means path of devotion. The name is there. And like we are worshipping God, but Guru is the same as God. So Guru thinks Tulsi can be offered to his feet. Disciples think Tulsi can be offered to his feet. It is offense to pure devotee and to pure devotion. That is not pure bhakti marg. Not pure, because not following proper procedure under the guidance of pure realized devotee. So we have to be careful in this, like someone claiming to be God. We can easily detect someone saying I'm Krishna, or I'm Narayan, you can easily detect. But here someone saying I'm devotee of God, but accepting Tulsi at his feet, then you have to be careful. Should not follow that. That is offensive. So tomorrow we will hear further on this.